my God, was that the quarterback? There's the quarterback.
Oh, yeah. Welcome to Malik's Magic Room, baby.
Can I pull the rabbit out of your hat?
Everybody knows the quarterback.
Malik! I'm pregnant.
What the hell?
It's not yours. I just thought you should know.
Malik El Debarge!
What you doing?
Living in my skin, what you want?
What? Move out on my mom? No. Tried that once, didn't work. Nah, mom's got my back. You gotta come home, mama. She keep everything around this crib in check. Nah, me and moms are good. But I just got that feeling. You are the one we get when people be stealing. What else you got?
At your cousin Junie's house.
Just like at Junie's house. And Prince Charles is on there. He got lots of cars, dogs, jewelry, and lives with who? His mommy.
Queen Elizabeth never sat around greasing Prince Charles's scalp.
You don't know that. Well, what the hell am I, y'all?
A snicker?
Damn right.
Stop trying to rub my ass.
You're making me nervous.
No, you're trying to rub my ass. Now, if you're gonna do it right.
Okay.
Don't just swipe it.
Okay,
you got to grab it. Okay, let's do it.
Million been that recipe just for me. Well, ever since Girl Melinda's been bunking in my crib, the kitchen's been heating up.
I made you another batch.
For me? You like my little ride or die chick. You know, ain't nothing that she makes that ain't melodicious. You know how I love dipping into your warm chocolatey treats, don't you?
I don't know about melodicious, but this hip-hop here.
Right? Okay. Girl, I can eat your goodies all night long. I like to turn you around and flip you over.
Don't just swipe it.
Okay,
you got to grab it.
I'm serving lasagna, not ass. Class dismissed.
Vegas, baby!
If she don't like the Phantom, I got the Ferrari, the Lambo, the helicopter, and I'm 6 hours away from getting my submarine license, baby. You ain't gotta sell drugs to live like you sell drugs. Malik Wright, the rapper, aka Malik Murder, aka $40 million, aka the Muffin Man, Malik Wright, aka $40 million. Holla. And Malik Wright, aka Holy Ghost. Holla if you're holy, y'all.
Malik El Debarge Wright. He is my favorite male character on the show, which should not come as a surprise considering his mother is my favorite character of everyone. One of the things I love most about Malik's character is that his and Tasha's story intertwines, but he is a complex person on his own. He had one of the best evolutions of any character on the show, and from start to finish, we saw Malik endure several ego deaths. He had to self-check a couple of times, challenged his own beliefs and biases, and overall, he had a huge evolution. From beginning to end, Malik is two completely different people at different points in the series. Now, I'm speaking of the series from the CW to BET to Paramount Plus. You could check any moment within Malik's story and see semblances of the Malik in the beginning. But at the very end of the show, there is no trace of the man we first met on the game.
Rule number one, no names, okay? And if you gotta call him something, give him nicknames, like Hottie, Buckwild, Delicious.
No sleepo, thank you.
Hit it and quit it, in and out, bob and weave. Thank you for the ass, honey. Deuces.
Narcissistic.
Kinda what?
Narcissistic. Spell it. The only way you're gonna get to what's real is by discovering your inner truth.
What if I don't have an inner truth?
You gotta find a metaphor.
The what?
The metaphor, man, you really shouldn't have come out of school early. Think about it. It's not about losing the game. It's about losing your daddy.
I ain't lose him. I just don't know where he is. I do miss my daddy.
This is your father. Your dad. It's Chauncey.
Are you so serious? Dog, I haven't heard from you in forever. Don't you think I'm what you need to be focusing on right now? Huh?
Maybe I shouldn't have come.
You think?
I think you better go.
Tried every number in the book to reach you.
Come here.
Nah. Don't hug me. You gotta earn it.
Hello?
What's up, Dad?
We just took Zoe out for a little fun. He's okay.
Better than okay. I had the time of my life in that scene a lot.
To see me play in my championship game. You and a guest, all expenses paid, buddy.
Wow.
After hanging with you today, I have no doubt that you are gonna beat the odds. We will be at that game together, you and me.
That's right. All three of us.
Oh, man.
Close, keep them closed. 1, 2, 3. Open.
Thanks so much for this.
principal at St. James High. This man set all this up for these underprivileged teens in a single day. Seemed thoughtful enough to buy them new clothes.
Giving back. That's what I'm doing now. Well, you took off the night before we were supposed to go.
Malik Wright, will you go to this dance with me?
This whole room knows that Malik is our true leader. Malik is the one who's been financing the strike fund for all of you from his own pocket. The union gave you nothing. You started this strike to help ex-players you never met, then made sure no one would suffer and never said a word. If that's not leadership, then I don't know what is.
Now, today, we're going to go through several aspects of Malik's character, as well as why I find him to be the most endearing male character on the show. I defend Malik as if he is a family member, and I have been taking some heavy fire in defense of Malik.
Daddy, I love him!
And today, I'm going to explain why. We have so much to get into. Let's get started. Thank you so much for clicking on my video, and if you're returning, welcome back to my channel. Today, we're going to dig into the many wrongs of Mr. Wright and why I defend him the way I do. He is my favorite male character on the show. His story and character evolution is one of my favorite character evolutions I've ever seen on any show. I also really appreciate the fact that he's not only unique and complex, but he actually had the opportunity to dive into several mental health issues, including substance abuse, and come out on the other side. They really wrote his character well, especially on the Paramount Plus series. I did not have a lot of hope for that series, and it actually turned out to be very good. I really enjoyed those 2 seasons, and the fact that they made us leave off on a cliffhanger, I'm still pissed off. Anyway, I'm sure they got all my emails. Yes, he is problematic. I'm not going to manipulate you. I'm not going to lie to you, and I'm not going to gaslight you. You are not imagining anything, and I have not gone cuckoo for Cuckoo Puffs. Cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. Although I adore Malik, I can see him as a whole being. And as we explored in the Derwin video, Malik is problematic, but he's a good person at heart. And over the course of the series, we unveil layer after layer after layer to get to Mr. Wright. But we first have to start with Malik. And yeah, he was problematic. And in the beginning, he was not my favorite character. He was funny as hell, and I still laughed at his jokes. But he was not my favorite character.
Didn't I say 2 feet behind me, rookie?
Man, get off me, man.
You on my foot? Get off my foot, man.
Damn! Now spit out that gum. Taking meetings with gum in your mouth.
And I'd like some of my water. Hold it to my mouth.
He became my favorite character over the course of the series. Around season 5, I really started to love Malik. And I enjoyed him in the beginning because he was funny, he had really great wit and comedic timing, and he called everyone on their bullshit. I also loved his story with Tasha. But as an individual character around season 5, when they started pulling back layers as far as why Malik was the way he was, and how that spun out of control and how he was able to reel it back in, I really became endeared to him as a character. And I also saw that there was a softer side to Sears because he wasn't all bad. He wasn't just a cliche, Renee. He was a lot more, but it just took a little bit of time for him to really confront those issues within himself, to truly accept himself and then be himself, his full self, not just the showboating playboy that he wanted us to see. It was all a mask for something much deeper, which we explored throughout the rest of the show. So we got to start from the beginning. When we first meet Malik, he is an asshole.
Jason probably wants to hear something about the white stripes.
Safer in the pocket.
Rolls out. That's what I do. So tell your boyfriend he can kiss my white snake. I've some. Or hell, just put on the White Album. Now I know why you was on the coach's side. I guess you took one for the team. Damn, man. Hey, my mom's ass till I said some deep crap.
And Malik would like to hear anything about slapping hoes.
There's really no other way to put it. At one point, he's actually going head to head with the coach about staying in the pocket as a quarterback because he wants to pad his own stats and he gives no cares in the world about the rest of the team or even pulling out a win. He just wants the best stats possible so he can get more endorsement deals. We explore Malik from the very beginning as this showboating playboy. He's a celebrity, he's an athlete, he's been in the game for a couple of years now and he's seen a lot of success. Now, what we learned through Irv Smith is that Malik started his career in Kansas. Kansas. He performed very well there and became a top quarterback in the league. He was heavily sought after, and then the Sabers secured him with a $40 million deal that at the time was a record-breaking deal. Now, I don't know the details of his contract, but they kept referring to his contract with the Sabers as a record-breaking and record-making contract. So clearly, he was doing big things, and you know who negotiated that contract? Tasha Mack. So we see that Malik is already a pretty big hotshot. Now, as I mentioned before, our vehicle into this world is through Melanie Barnett. I was about to call her Melanie Davis eventually, but not at the beginning. Our vehicle into this world is through Melanie Barnett. She is the rookie's girlfriend, the rookie being Derwin. And so she's meeting all these people for the first time. When we come upon Malik, he is a spoiled, rich athlete who has been getting his way for quite some time. His mother has been advocating for him behind the scenes. He delivers on the field, and they make a dynamic duo. They deliver every time. They are a tough package, but they are worth every bit of stress and every penny that they require. So at the end of the day, they're really great for the league. And Malik is heavily marketable. When he comes onto the Sabers, he is not the franchise player. Jason is, but we later see that change where he becomes the franchise player, and then eventually it's Derwin. But while Malik is holding the throne, he rubs it in everybody's face. Even when he's not the franchise player, he is still racking up lots of attention, lots of momentum. And there's a moment where things shift when Jason is not chosen for the All-Star game, but Malik is, and it's a subtle passing of the baton. And Malik holds on very, very tight until it's his turn to pass it off to the Boom King.
The most likely to open for Kevin Federline award goes to our MCQB, Malik Wright.
When I'm a real rapper, I'm gonna have Melanie come back and shoot all y'all.
Guess what superstar quarterback gonna be getting his lay on in Hawaii? I make the All-Star game again!
Yeah, bad news, Jay. You didn't make the All-Star game this year.
Speaker is really clear. What kind of phone is that?
Are you shooting off fireworks?
No. Would you stop celebrating right over Jason's house?
What? Jason had his day, Mom. This game is for the players the fans want to see.
Like your boy.
Only the creme de la creme.
Yeah.
I hate those guys.
Another aspect of Malik's character is that he loves women, and lots of women. In every season, every show, every episode, he is interacting with at least one woman romantically.
I'm pregnant.
What the hell?
It's not yours. I just thought you should know.
Wow.
Yeah.
The sex tape collection. Yo, this is like the Fort Knox of filth.
And it's not until the end of the series on Paramount Plus that we actually see him confront that in a very real way and finally start to choose in a way that aligns with who he is as a person and not just go after anything in a skirt. Now, we could peel back some of the layers on Malik right there when it comes to his relationship with women, because it starts with his relationship with his mom. At one point, Tasha calls Malik out on getting into trouble with a bunch of thugs, some rapper named Franco, who eventually had him and his crew jump Malik in a parking lot because Malik intervened when the rapper was beating his girlfriend. Mind you, the girlfriend was Malik's assistant. And so Malik had a personal relationship with this woman. He saw her boyfriend and / baby daddy grabbing on her and threatening to hit her with a bottle. And so Malik stomped him out in the club. Y'all gonna have a hard time getting me to not love this character, because yes, that is exactly what should be done to someone who's beating his girlfriend.
Whoop his ass!
Sure should. Now, what Malik should have done was make sure his security was always on hand, because once you go to stomping out thugs, they typically don't take that on the chin and they're gonna get their retaliation. He walked out into an empty parking lot one night, leaving an event, and they beat Malik down. He almost died. Now, this was the impetus for Tasha making up with Malik's grandfather, and then she brought his grandfather there. He later spent a lot of time with Malik until he died on Tasha's couch. That's a whole nother story. While Malik did the honorable thing and helped a woman in distress, we learned that that's actually not just a gesture for Malik or him doing the right thing. We learned that that's more of a compulsion, where if he sees a woman in distress, he feels responsible responsible for her rather than just feels the need to intervene. Those are two different things. If you truly feel like every wounded person or every person in distress who I encounter is my personal responsibility, one, you are setting yourself up for a life of no peace whatsoever. Not only can that be somewhat self-destructive, eventually getting him into a lot of trouble to where it almost ended his life, because I don't think he gave proper credence to the situation. If he recognized how dangerous Franco really was, perhaps he would have made sure to always have his security, or perhaps he would have called the police on Franco so that he could be dealt with in a legal manner, so that he wouldn't be a problem for Malik down the road. There were a lot of options, but because Malik underestimated him, because all Malik saw was red, he didn't properly navigate that situation, and it almost got him killed. That's not the only instance of Malik, quote unquote, saving people that we see. We also see him intervene in small, more subtle ways. With Melanie, when she and Derwin are going back and forth, he's always there for Melanie, even when what he has to say isn't always appreciated, or in the way that he goes about it isn't always appreciated, because of course he's still going to be Malik. He still does his best, and he's always there for people.
Y'all girls like to talk? Let's do some girl talk.
I don't know if I want to believe him. Should I believe him? I'd be crazy to believe him.
Oh, it's my turn. Derwin is definitely an ain't, because I'm 100% pure pimping. Make sure you let your girls know I'm one of the best who ever did it.
That's not girl talk.
He tried to be a bad boy like Big Daddy Leak, and he got burned. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm gonna go upstairs before I start my period.
As I mentioned in Derwin's video, when Melanie played Derwin and Malik against each other to get back at Derwin, while Tasha was upset, Derwin was upset, and Malik was offended, he didn't just throw her out. He didn't treat her poorly. He just simply asked her, "Why did you lie on me?" Once he had his answer, he went about his business, and he always treated her with respect from that point forward. He also gave her $20 on an elevator when it was clear that she was hurting for cash. Back to the point, Tasha called him out on always feeling the need, and that it was a personal responsibility to take care of people who were in distress. This was a recipe for disaster. First of all, Malik blames himself for everything. We later saw that he blamed himself for things that were completely out of his control. He was harping on a death of a friend who died while playing football, but because Malik threw the ball, he blamed himself for the hit that his friend took, that eventually paralyzed him and that eventually killed him. Malik simply threw the ball. That's it. Someone else delivered the blow. The friend eventually died, but Malik held that as a responsibility of his own.
I'm sorry, dog. It's
Sign
my.
it or say it.
I said I'm sorry.
Or say it.
I'm fucking sorry. I'm sorry.
Or say
It's
it.
my fault. Look, it's my fault. It's my fault, bro. I'm sorry. It's my fault. I'm sorry, dog.
You know what to do. Unburden yourself.
I've been carrying around a lot of guilt. A lot of guilt by my best friend, Caleb Jones. He died.
It's not your fault, Lee. Maybe it is, maybe it ain't. But I feel it all the same, dog.
Excuse me, I'm talking to him.
Yeah, you heard me right. Sometimes I talk to him.
Because I see him. That's a part of my trauma.
We also got a hint at the end of the show that he might have been dealing with a neurodegenerative disorder, CTE, but there's no way to diagnose that while he is still alive. But they heavily implied that if Malik were to die and they were to explore his brain, they would be able to diagnose CTE. But it can only be diagnosed post-mortem. That's the only thing keeping him from having a diagnosis. But all of his symptoms were very similar to those of people who have passed away who were later found out to have had CTE. We learned that Malik took several heavy blows, not only hurting his back severely and changing the course of his career, he also took some blows to the head. And after all of that, he realized just how disposable he was to his team. And that's when we see Malik really go off the edge.
The dream is the moment ago.
What the hell is wrong with you?
Everything.
God, because of you, I did things that I'm ashamed of. Yeah, I allowed myself to lower my standards and sleep with a whole life like that.
Bitch!
You know what?
When we first meet Malik in season 1 on the CW, we have no idea that he's dealing with so many mental health issues because they don't unload them all at once. We only see the flashy athlete, that's it, and his bevy of beautiful women. But we don't know that he's dealing with several things.
You didn't tell him you had OCD?
Ma, A pro football locker room ain't the place to admit that if I don't take 5 showers a day, I freak out.
It's later revealed that Malik has OCD, and then later he takes several hits that put him out of commission for a bit.
Here's to you for manning up and taking the hits and not getting your crybaby tears in my Jamba Juice.
Me getting hit is a joke to you?
We can't do that without defense. So there just wasn't enough money left for your line.
Oh, but you had enough cash for Derwin's ass.
I mean, why do you think I made him my franchise player? Huh? I mean, his Pretty Church Smile is going to get me a vineyard in Napa and a quarter horse named Pretty Church Smile.
But when he returns, he then has a substance abuse issue, which then spawns into a drinking issue, and he has to go to rehab. When he gets out of rehab, his star is fading. He's dealing with several issues with arrests and women and scandals, and it's really bad at one point. We absolutely see these things begin to change Malik. He becomes less jovial, less witty, less funny, but also, whereas he was always a bit self-centered and a little bit selfish, maybe a little rude and brash, he was never cruel. Around season 4, when he starts to drink a lot and he's dealt with this injury that put him out of commission and he's trying to return, but it's just not the same, we see him face some of the most real challenges we've ever seen him face up until that point. He starts to cope with all of this change and all of this stress by sleeping with the team owner's wife, Parker, played by Megan Good, who was shouted out earlier in the show on the CW. So I love that they brought her on after that little shout out. He's sleeping with the team owner's wife as a way to get back at the team owner who hates Malik. He rubs it in Malik's face all the time that Malik is not as successful as him, and he treats Malik like he's a pawn. And this is not common for Malik. Malik is used to being coveted. He's used to being adorned with all kinds of attention and honors and praise. So we see his star is fading. We actually meet Malik in season 4 when it moved over to BET, in the same place we met Jason in season 1 on the CW. They've peaked in their career and their star is slowly beginning to fade. We see how both men deal with the possibility of no longer being a hotshot athlete because their entire world and identity is wrapped up into their job. I feel like the show did a great job of covering these mental health issues with Malik. I do feel like maybe they should have spread them out a little bit and let other players experience some of this, because they just piled it on Malik, thing after thing after thing. He went through some of the more drastic experiences on the show. He almost died. He almost went to jail. Like, he just dealt with so much. The show really put him through the ringer. But I also think because they had the actor Hosea Chanchez portraying Malik, they knew they could explore these topics and that they would be portrayed very well on screen. So I'm not surprised that they put that on Malik, but they definitely could have given my boy a break at some point. My goodness. Now, we have to get into one of the biggest aspects of his character: women, women, women.
Eva, Lisa, Tina, Janet, Bella, Keisha, Kiara, Tiara, Monica, and Maisha, LaQuanda, Tiana, Marsha, Parker, and Izzy, Rosita, India, and Serena. Please forgive me.
That is a part of who Malik is, especially in the beginning. We went from seeing Renee, the correspondent who thought Malik was a cliche and childish. Now, I'm going to give her the same treatment I gave everybody else. Same treatment I gave Dante Young regarding Tasha, and the same treatment I gave Coach T regarding Tasha, I'm going to give to Renee. You knew who he was when you got here.
I overlooked the pimp cuffs, but you have a motorcycle in your room. Where are you going? Your TVs, the dogs you never walk, the 6 rows of 40-carat chains you wear with every outfit.
Okay, this is 50 carats. Learn your jewelry, girl. Please, learn your jewelry.
Explain why you live with your mama.
First of all, my mama lived with me. This is how I live, baby.
No, I didn't know, because you always had me hiding out in hotels. The Malik I got to know in hotels was genuine, sweet, and funny. But I can't see all that here because I'm blinded by the bling. I guess I didn't know you were such a cliche.
The thing is, the type of women he was dating prior to Renee were very much enamored with the glitz and the glam. But Renee wanted someone with substance. Now, she saw Malik in private most of the time, so all of the veneer was gone. She was able to see Malik's vulnerable side, the side of Malik that we became endeared to as an audience. He was able to relax in her presence, and it's likely she saw a different version of Malik. However, when she starts to venture out and they begin to make their relationship public and he's now seeing her at his home and bringing her into his world, she doesn't like what she sees. I do understand saying, why can't you just be this guy all the time? But when she was with him privately and she saw, oh no, this is who he is all the time. Okay, got it. I got secret squirrel Malik. I didn't get this Malik, then you should have just said, hey, this isn't the kind of guy I want, and moved on with her life. Now, I do think feedback is nice here and there, but she was just riding Malik. She was bothering him about everything. The amount of dogs he had, the amount of jewelry he had, the type of money he spent, his home, the fact that he lived with his mom. And while I do think all of those things were subject for concern, those things existed before she got there. What I don't understand is why not just see that someone isn't your type and move on? You cannot change people. And sometimes you can be a good influence, but if you come in guns a-blazing, people are going to put their defenses up. A message on the side of a missile does not land. You cannot tell someone something with love, but then land it like a missile. It's going to detonate and blow up in your face. If you want someone to truly see themselves and look at themselves and maybe embark on a journey of change, you have to be patient with them, but you also have to mind your delivery. This woman came in and was like, I don't like this. I don't like this. I don't like that. I don't know too many people who will respond well to being judged. It's not like she was saying, hey, I see the best in you and you don't need these things to validate you. She was not saying that. I feel like that was her message, but it is not what she was saying. And Malik, who was very immature at the time, only heard her for what she said, only saw what she wanted him to see on the surface. He was not about to dig deep. He was very shallow in the beginning. And so, of course, he felt judged. And of course, he got defensive, especially when it came to his mother. First of all, y'all aren't even public like that for real, for real. You're not engaged and you damn sure ain't married. Telling somebody what to do with their parent and you are not even married to them is crazy. Renee had too much dip on her chip. She should have taken several steps back, because I'd be damned if somebody tells me what to do with my family and they're not even in the family. Excuse you? While Renee was telling Malik all this stuff that he needed to change, where was her home? Where was her family? What were her hobbies? What did Renee do for fun? We only knew about Renee's job. That's it. She wasn't bringing Malik into her world and allowing him to take stock of everything that he saw and judge her. She was meeting with Malik in hotels that he paid for or at his house, rendering judgment after judgment after judgment like it was nobody's business. She got on my nerves. I don't like people like that. And the thing is, what makes it so frustrating is while she was very beautiful and I think she would have been a great partner for Malik, I do think what she was saying was very sound advice. But you are hitting this man with everything all at one time before y'all even had breakfast. Like, girl, you're doing a lot right now. I cannot imagine getting to know someone and starting a relationship, and the first thing they do when they come to my house is say, this is trashy, that's whack, this is cliche, that ain't good enough. Renee, simmer it down. Simmer down. It's like, you never had a bad bitch before? Like,
wow, as in wow, you don't get it. I got a mama's boy for a boyfriend. Grown man living with his mama is a problem for me. I think it makes you look weak. And whatever we're doing, I want to do that with a man.
Bitch. Had she paced herself and simply gotten to the root of what was wrong, or at least asked him to explore the root, I think they would have gone a lot further. But it's not her job to fix him. It's certainly not her job to diagnose and treat him. She can't do that. It's not her job to make him better. It's not her job to put in that labor to improve him as a person. But if she wanted to be his partner and she wanted a successful relationship, making him feel small over a couple of jewels, a couple of TVs, and a very, very, very cliche bedroom, I don't think that was the route to go. I feel like that could have been a conversation. I hated the delivery, but again, maybe it just wasn't meant to be. If I had met Malik, I would have just been like, okay, this is how he living. Let's enjoy our time together. And if this starts going somewhere serious, maybe I'll bring it up. But let me just clock how he's moving. He might just be evolving slowly. I'll be on the journey with him. I don't have to have everything I want right now. We can work through this over time. But that's me. I'm one of those people that's like, everything is not today's problems. Or I might just say, this just is not my problem. I'm enjoying my time with this man. So what? His bedroom is terrible. It's horrible. It's a horrible bedroom. I ain't in there to redecorate. That's not why I'm in the bedroom. So
the behavior that you exhibited was whore-like. The whore jumped out and then it jumped back in.
This is your man.
Yes.
Look at the screen.
That's mine. And
that's what you're going to settle for.
I'm gonna stick beside.
Oh, my man, bitch, your man left you for that hoe.
You think I'm gonna be in Malik Wright's bedroom and worried about the decor? Child, turn these lights off. I don't give a shit.
I was being flirtatious. She was the whore of charm school. That's Latatia's whore.
I didn't see Renee inviting him to her house. So I would have probably brought that up myself. I would have been like, why you don't invite me to your place? Invite me over. Let me see how you living. Let me take out my notebook. We later see him date Serena Williams. He sees her on TV. I think he's getting a haircut or something, and he sees her on TV and he's like, oh, I want to date her. Their assistants hook it up. And she comes into this man's world and completely takes over. Now, I'll say this, while I don't necessarily agree with her methods, she's Serena Williams. So if Serena Williams says, this is how we about to start living, this is how I'm going to decorate your place, this is how we finna start partying, I'm probably just going to say, okay, because you're Serena Williams. You're one of the most beautiful people in the world, and you're very successful, and you're funny as hell. I'm just going to shut up. And that was Malik's first problem. He should have just shut up. And at first he did, but eventually he just wanted his autonomy. He wanted to be heard. He didn't want to have to do what she told him to do, blah, blah, blah. It's like, dude, do you realize who you're annoyed with right now? It could be worse. You could have everything you want and not be with Serena Williams, or you could have nothing else you want and get to have Serena Williams. Pick your poison.
Wait. That's my name, Serena.
Are you gonna ask your friends to change? What? You live close, right?
Yeah, but I didn't know the party was upscale. Hey, you know what? You guys is cool. We'll just come back and hit it next week.
No. Y'all ain't got to do nothing.
Look, I'm trying to make sure people can see that we're hot. Now, if you don't want to be hot, then you need to tell me you don't want to be hot. Do you want to be hot, Malik? You want this to end?
Are we having sex tonight?
I'm going to ride with Serena every time. But anyway, the way she came through that man's house like a wrecking ball, she actually did upgrade Malik. He just wasn't ready. Two women with the same issue with the same man, but they went about it very differently. Renee nag. Serena said, I'm not even going to give you a choice. I decided this is what we're going to do. Do you want to be with me or not? And you know what? I don't mind her tactic. And so, of course, he and Serena break up because she took over to the point where he couldn't take it anymore. He had enough. Then we see Malik fall head over heels for Robin Givens.
Yes, I know the rules. Never marry Robin Givens.
What I came up with is that, baby, I'm ready to do right by you. I won't be clingy, baby. I'll be whatever it is you need me to be. What's your middle name?
You're kidding me, right?
Robin, you're kidding me, right, Givens? Will you marry me?
Ugh. Now, I adore Robin Givens. She is a staple. I love her in everything she's been in, but my favorite role of Robin Givens is Boomerang. I think she's so freaking funny in that movie. When she left him that money on that nightstand and Eddie Murphy clutched that cover. Starts dating Malik because they start sleeping around. Malik catches feelings, and they essentially do the boomerang thing. He catches feelings for her. She's not into it. She's just focused on her career. But then when he loses his mind and proposes to her, she's like, you know what? There's a career opportunity here. So I'm going to take you up on that. So she marries him, fully disclosing it's so that it'll help both of their careers and they can be seen as a hot Hollywood couple. Malik is like, okay, cool. I'm actually going to marry you because I love you. And I know that over time, I will be able to convince you to love me. It's the first time that Malik has actually been in the role reversal. He's usually the person that's avoidant. He's usually the person that's giving very little and getting a lot in return. And he has people chasing him. This is the first time that someone has matched his energy and done it even better than him. And he is losing his mind, which again, that's Boomerang. But he proposes to her. She lets him know up front, we are not going to be for real married. This is for work. This is not a marriage. He doesn't care. And when he finally has their wedding reception and he gives her, I think it's his grandmother's ring or an heirloom or something, she's like, Malik, you're doing too much. This is for work. And he's like, okay, well, I gave you what you wanted. So you about to give me what I want. Now smile for these pictures. It's like he took a little bit of his power back and they became more or less equals in the situation. Kind of forced her to at least portray love. Even though he knew it was void and vapid, he still wanted her to play love. He didn't care if she really loved him or not. I don't know a lot of people who would be okay with that. Like most people, if they found out the person they loved didn't truly love them and that they were acting, they would leave. Malik did the opposite. He was always aware that Robin didn't really love him. But it wasn't about whether or not she loved him. He just wanted someone to portray it. Now, keep in mind, around this time, this is when Malik first moves out of his home with Tasha. Now he and TT are living on their own. But Malik is essentially lonely. He's also always around his mom, and this is the first time in his life that his mom is not there at his every beck and call. He is having serious withdrawal issues. He and Tasha were enmeshed. So now that they have some kind of real separation where they don't just live down the hall from each other, they live on the opposite sides of the city, where Malik is deep in the city in a high rise and Tasha is in the suburbs in a house. He is dealing with this in the only way he knows how, by clinging on to the next woman. Robin Givens just so happened to give the same kind of firm energy that he's used to from Tasha. She also didn't take any mess, which he's used to from Tasha. She provided the perfect balance to him that he was looking for, and he latched on hard. All of this is essentially the fallout from being enmeshed with his mother and then being separated from her. He needed a way to cope, and he was using women to do it. He was also throwing parties every night so that he didn't have to be in his home alone. Malik was deeply disturbed, and people looked over it because, again, the whole playboy veneer, but really he was a wounded man looking for anyone and anything to truly love him. The problem is he didn't let people get close enough to love him because he knew that most people who were around him were only around him because they were users, taking advantage of him. So when Robin showed that she wasn't necessarily clinging to him, he saw that as a very trustworthy disposition. She's not clinging to me. She doesn't need me. So that means she's only around me because she wants to be. This is a genuine person versus the people who are around who just want to be around me because I play football and I pay for everything. So he saw someone in Robin who was trustworthy, who was upfront and direct, just like Tasha, and he latched on. When she finally divorced him and forced him to confront those feelings and spend some time alone, that was the first real moment of growth we saw from Malik, when he said, I'm not doing this anymore. I'm not going to play her whipping boy. I'm not going to be clinging on to any old form of love. I'm going to do what's best for me and take part in some deep, serious self-exploration.
Marrying Robin Givens, you had to know that was going to create a lot of controversy. I've been meditating, getting my yin-yang right, and things have become clear to me. Like Malik Wright doesn't get run by anybody, no matter how you rap it. Pulled the Nick and Mariah, okay? Jumping the broom was nothing but a publicity stunt. We did it because she needed to relaunch her career, and I was looking out for her. I think it's time we move on. All right, now, Kevin, I'm done answering questions, man.
We then see Malik open up season 4 on BET, messing around with Parker. She is the wife of Roger, who's the team owner of the Sabers. She and her husband have a very toxic dynamic. He is very verbally and emotionally abusive to her, if not more. And she's using Malik and sleeping with Malik as a way to feel powerful within her relationship. She likes having a secret from her husband, and she likes feeling like she has one up on him because she doesn't feel comfortable confronting him. Her self-esteem is in the pits. He has truly treated her like crap. And so she uses Malik to feel like I'm in control. When Malik goes to rehab, starts to really take control of his life and work through those troubles of substance abuse, he comes back into his life realizing how much needed to change. He gets rid of his giant house, partially because he couldn't afford it. He gets rid of all his cars, again, because he couldn't afford them. He had sank a lot of money into these horrible purchases. He also came back from rehab with a new girlfriend, a supermodel, Jenna.
That's my baby, y'all.
Is it love?
I'm in love. I found love. I found true love. I just want to scream and shout it to the whole world, y'all.
Scream it!
I'm in love, baby! I'm in love!
Who had been taking a lot of different drugs. When he tries to break up with Parker, she threatens to accuse him of the R word. She also threatened to tell her husband that they had been sleeping together, which would have ruined Malik's career. Her husband already didn't like Malik. He thought Malik was too flashy. He thought he was a very spoiled, irresponsible athlete, and he was what was wrong with the league. And a lot of that criticism wasn't wrong, but it wasn't his job to fix Malik or punish Malik for being who he was. It was his job to own a team that was successful, which Malik delivered. Malik's situation was dire at this point. He needs to get out of this relationship with Parker because, one, this could ruin his life. This could get him fired from his job. He might not get picked up by another team. And at this time, he really needs money. And then two, he has a girlfriend, Jenna, who he really wants a life with. So when he realizes that Parker isn't going away, he tries to expose her by recording her. When she catches him and throws his phone in the toilet, he then just keeps it real with her.
I can't do this anymore.
But that's too bad because you really don't have a choice.
Yeah, look, I heard the way your husband was talking to you out there. And as messed up as you've been to me, you deserve better than that. Yo, your issues aren't with me, they're with him. You are so unappreciated, Parker, that you don't even realize what you're doing to take away the pain. You're using my Johnson instead of jokes, Parker. You deserve better than this. Yo, just be honest with everybody around you. And most importantly, Parker, just be honest with yourself.
He just simply showed her compassion, and it's like it triggered her. She went right out of there and confronted Roger, her husband, and was like, I cannot believe I have let you treat me like this, to the point where I was willing to sleep with a scumbag lowlife like this. And it was Malik. I said, no, girl, he just said all this nice stuff to you. Like, see, and I tried to be nice to you. I would have been so mad if I was Malik. But also, Malik, if somebody is exposing you for something, don't just stand there and listen. Get in your car and go and be like, I don't know what the hell that girl talking about. She is a liar. See, this is exactly why you should vet these women, Roger, because I don't know why she lied on me and you like that. She seemed insane to me. She blamed me for all kind of crazy stuff. I barely even know the woman. Anyway, Roger, good luck on everything. If you need a tip for a divorce attorney, you can use the one I used with Robin. She walked away with nothing. Anyway, I holla at you, and I would have left. I would have been like, Jenna, that girl was crazy, wasn't she? You're not finna catch me. Instead, Malik stood there just completely shocked, and he almost gets beat up, but his security comes out of the woodwork, saves his life, and of course, now the team owner has it in for him and almost ruins his career. But then he had a massive comeback at one point, at the detriment of Derwin. So Derwin had supported Malik up until this point. Derwin had been trying to get Malik back on the field, trying to get Roger to forgive Malik, and basically supporting him because Roger really liked Derwin. Roger ended up making Malik the backup quarterback and ended up getting another quarterback. I can't remember his name because I didn't like the character, so I avoided him. Like, I just ignored him for most of the time. And pretty much told Derwin, you picked your horse and I'm picking mine. But if you ask me to choose between you and this new guy, I'm choosing the new guy all day. So you can get with it or get lost. So Derwin takes this on the chin. Derwin is the good guy at this point. He has all kinds of endorsements. He's the Nike Boom King. He's the good guy. And as Roger put it, he has a pretty church boy smile. But he also has a mean streak, which we've discussed. And so he is supposed to be blocking. He misses the block on purpose. Not only does the quarterback get sacked, but he gets injured, and it's a career-ending injury, and it's all Derwin's fault. And Derwin didn't even play it off well. He didn't block for this man, and he essentially stopped and picked flowers and smelled the flowers, and he stopped at a hot dog stand, got a hot dog. Then he went and did a little stretch on the side. He did a wardrobe montage like in them 90s movies. Like, Derwin did everything but be anywhere near where he was supposed to be in that play. He did not block for that man, and that man got sacked and had a career-ending injury. Ended his career right there. But what ended up happening was that Malik had to go into the game to back up for him because that's what he does as the backup quarterback. Malik was second string, y'all, and eventually he was third string. But anyway, he backs up for the quarterback, has an excellent game, pulls out the win. All of his fans, all of the love that he was used to getting, all of the adornment he was used to getting, all the praise, etc., it all came back overnight at the expense of Derwin. Derwin becomes the most hated player in the league. He can't go anywhere without people trying to harm him, spitting on his car, yelling at him. And Jason's not making it any better because Jason is also part of the hate train because he was so mad that Sabers dropped him that he commenced to hating on Malik and Derwin every chance he got, as well as the whole Sabers organization. Jason was on a tear from seasons 4 through 6, and it is hilarious. He's such an asshole, but in his career as a correspondent, I've never loved him more. He is going in and he's like, Derwin, did you miss that block on purpose? Everybody knows Derwin missed the block on purpose. Everybody but Melanie. And so when she finally asks him and he low-key kind of admits it, she is horrified. I actually thought she might leave him because even Melanie was like, you could have killed that man. Melanie went full Judd Apatow. You could have killed him. Because at the end of the day, like, yes, we love Malik. And yes, Malik's career is important, but it's not important enough to kill someone. Thankfully, the new quarterback didn't die, but it was a severe injury. And Derwin was fully aware of the impact that he was subject to take should he miss that block. And he missed it on purpose. That says a lot about Derwin. And I should have put that in my Derwin is evil video. Anyway, so he then finally gets to break up with Parker. I'm getting back to the point now. We went everywhere but where we're supposed to be. So now Malik is broken up with Parker. Then substance abuse issues become a major problem. She ODs and brings that to his house. So she shows up at his house overdosed. Then her dealer shows up. Tasha covers the balance and it's like $55,000. And so Tasha covers the balance. Malik is stressed. He is running around just caretaking, doing everything he can to take care of this woman. He is going above and beyond. And it's one of the first times Tasha's like, Malik, you cannot save everybody. Everybody is not your project and your mission. You're barely saving yourself. You need to worry about you. This woman needs severe help. So finally, when she recovers, he convinces her to go back to rehab. But with her gone, we see him really struggling. Luckily, he was able to pull through, but that relationship eventually ended because she has to do some serious time in rehab, and then she also needs to do some introspective work afterwards. And she's like, this is just not the time for me to be in a relationship. I would ask you to wait for me, but that wouldn't be fair. Maybe we'll cross paths later. And so they break up, and he is devastated. After Jenna, he then starts messing around with a couple other people, but then we settle on Yana. She is a trainer who helped him come back after he sustained a possibly career-ending injury. No one else believed in him, but she took a chance on him and really helped him recover. He fell in love with her. I mean, this man was singing This Woman's Work by Maxwell while they were sleeping together. He was gone. They break up. I can't really remember why, but they break up. It wasn't a relationship that I was too invested in because there was so much going on. This was at the end of their time on BET. And when I tell you BET was throwing every storyline at the wall, I hate the way the BET seasons went. They were just throwing shit at the wall. And Malik in particular, because then they make him fall in love with Kira. She's one of the new characters on the show when it joined BET. And she's portrayed by Lauren London. And God bless Lauren London. I love her as a person and as an actress. I think she's so cute and I like her whole vibe, and I'm always going to support her. She's just one of my favorite celebrities, but this was not the role for her. I just felt like Lauren London struggled in this role. She wasn't convincing, and at times she was kind of just annoying. And I adore Lauren London. So for me to find her annoying, I was like, I can't imagine for people who are indifferent to her are reacting to this, but it is like nails on a chalkboard. The voice she uses in the show for some reason is like very whiny, and it's horrible. The storylines they give Kira are just so bad. They pretty much just told Kira, come on the show and we're just gonna make you sleep with a lot of people. Every episode is gonna be between you, a man, and your hot box. That is what we want from you. They didn't give that woman nothing to do until the very last episode. That's it. It was horrible. Anyway, they make him fall in love with her, and they make this happen within like 3 to 5 episodes. We have no preparation for it whatsoever. We don't see it coming. And when they suddenly just fall so deep in love, it doesn't make any sense. She's not even Malik's type. It's all so weird. Then they end the series not realizing it's going to come back to Paramount Plus. So they fully prepare to end the series, The Game, on BET. They plan to end its season 9 with Malik proposing to Kira and her turning him down. That is how they planned on ending the series. Now, he went on to get the MVP for the second time and take the Sabers to another championship. So that's great. So now the Sabers are 3-time world champions and he's a 2-time MVP. That's excellent. But at the end of the day, with all we had been through with Malik, seeing a proposal get denied, that's where we leave this?
We just need to be focused on the future. And right now, the future starts with me and my woman going to the press conference to announce my retirement. Kira Michelle Whitaker, will you marry me?
Like, out of all the growth this man has had, they didn't even bring Jenna back. They could have just been like, Malik don't have to date nobody. He could just have eventually found some kind of solace in being by himself. He could have found peace and happiness in being alone, because that is what we've seen him struggle with the most, is dealing with the effects of being enmeshed with his mother and trying to gain independence. They should have shown him being self-sufficient by himself and living a nice, peaceful, happy life, not proposing to a woman who didn't want his ass. Finally, in the Paramount Plus episodes, they're very cautious with Malik. They wrote his character very well. This is when we see him dealing with the hallucinations as effects of PTSD. We see him talking to this ghost friend. Now, this ghost friend is one of the funniest. It's not supposed to be funny, but they should have considered that when they chose the actor, because the actor is funny as hell.
Standing up tall, so tell them don't judge me.
Dog, where the hell were you all night?
I no sense in both of us bowing down to the boys in blue. Down like a pair of pants on prom night, baby.
I don't speak French, but I can spell menage a trois. This will make us both feel good.
If it's not the sound of a dead player walking. That dead shit ain't funny, Tay.
And every time Malik hallucinates this apparition of his friend who passed away, he didn't change clothes. He's always appropriate for the environment. In one clip, you see this person, he wearing a hat because they're at training camp. Then another time you see him wearing a little jacket because they're out in the cold and it's breezy. I didn't even know a ghost could catch a breeze. Would they not just blow away? There's so much about this that kills me because they really went there with this little ghost man. I was like, y'all are doing the most. At one point, Malik is slow dancing and he doesn't have anybody to dance with. So he's slow dancing with the ghost man. And no one else can see the ghost man, but they can see Malik. No one pauses to be like, Malik, who the hell are you holding on to? Everybody just acts like it's normal that Malik is in the corner just going in with his little ghost friend. And then eventually he exposes what's behind that. And it's because, again, he felt the guilt of the man dying. He has to work through that. He gets the mental health treatment that he needs. And he's able to push through and he no longer sees hallucinations. But his friend, or the person he was mostly with in that season, was the ghost friend. Then in season 2 of the Paramount Plus episodes, we learned that Malik had a girlfriend from high school named Shannon, who he was in love with. He planned to marry and give her the world. Malik wasn't always this womanizing person, but Shannon got pregnant by Malik. Malik didn't know. She goes to Tasha to tell Tasha and ask Tasha what to do. Tasha gives her money for an abortion and then also gives her money to start a new life and says, hey, you need to leave and never contact my son again. He cannot have this. He has a career ahead of him and I don't want any distractions and I don't want anything to derail you either. Take this money and go. So Tasha gives her money. She leaves. She writes Malik a goodbye note in his yearbook. He never sees it because he doesn't read it. So they go years, decades, 2 decades where they don't see each other again. Well, she becomes a prosecutor. She's working on a case that leads her back to Tasha, one of Tasha's players or something. They cross paths. Tasha freaks out and is like, okay, does Malik know? Have you talked to Malik? And she's like, I've gone 18 years without talking to him. Why would I contact him now? Malik walks in and sees her one day. They reconnect and spend time, but she keeps Tasha's secret. Later, they're sitting at the table having a conversation about the abortion that Tasha essentially forced her to have. And Malik walks out and is like, what abortion? He didn't know, obviously. So everything comes out. He completely loses it. At the time, he's in the middle of a strike with the league. He's representing the players so that they can get better health care. And he's advocating hard for the players. And because the league will not pay the players out of their strike fund, Malik is funding the entire team out of his pocket throughout the duration of the strike. And so this is not only very expensive, it could damn near bankrupt him. And he still believes in it so much that he's standing tall. It's a whole thing. And he thinks Tasha's on his side, but Tasha is actually not on his side. It goes against her career for her to let Malik and the rest of these players leave the NFL. She has a whole career path within the NFL. She doesn't want this to happen. So she's essentially putting on a happy face and a brave face for Malik while kind of trying to negotiate and compromise behind the scenes. It feels like it's double crossing when really she's just trying to get everybody what they want, but she doesn't communicate that. In the middle of all that, then Malik finds out that she lied to him about his girlfriend. He's devastated. So she tells Malik, like, hey, the league wants to meet with you and they have a whole press conference going on. We have something big to announce. So he's thinking, okay, she came through. Tasha was able to buy into the ownership of the team. And now she is the only Black female team owner in the league and the first. So this is a big deal for her. She also gets them the healthcare that they want. So she was able to nail the healthcare, but he was all in on his league. So he's upset because he didn't exactly get what he wanted.
Sometimes you got to get your hands a little dirty in order to build something that's going to last.
So you used me and my money to get what you wanted.
Malik, I did this for us. I am sorry. All right? And if I had a chance to do this all over again, I would have let you and Shannon make your own decision, all right?
You had the chance to let me make my own decision about which league I was going to support, but you couldn't do that. You are who you are. You ain't never going to change. But I will. Zoe was right. So I forgive you, Ma.
All right, where you going?
I'm going for a drive. Yeah, get a little sunshine.
And that is how we end the show. He goes to be with Shannon. He wants a quiet life with Shannon. And Shannon looks like Masika Kalisha to me. She's very pretty. So he goes to be with Shannon and he just wants a quiet house, a quiet life in a little house with a very cute yard with a garden. And he just wants a quiet life away from the NFL and away from the glitz and glam. Malik finally chose himself and he chose a quiet life. Now, he didn't go out quietly though. He chose his quiet life that was best for his mental health. He left all the glitz and glam aside, But he went out guns a-blazing because then he exposed all of the team owners for some horrible commentary they made about the players. He put it on his streaming service and let everybody know. And he was like, so I guess the team owners will have that to deal with. Mind you, Tasha is a team owner now.
Malik Wright here, streaming live from St. Louis on Malik TV. And boy, do I have a treat for you guys today. Video proof that shows all the owners in the league are just running their own plantations.
Players are not now and never will be our equals. You understand? We own y'all.
Get your popcorn ready.
So he essentially left and detonated a bomb and was like, bye, gonna go play in the garden with Shannon. That's it. That's the story of Malik. I'm actually okay with that. Like, I was a little disappointed that he implicated his mom, but I also understand the why. But I hated that you have to remember why you came into this and go back to the basics. But he had just had enough. He just felt like he was being used. And low-key, he kind of was, but he didn't fully respect the complex situation that Tasha was in. I am a person who advocates for growth without the need for another person or without the need for a partner. It's okay for us to evolve and become better people with or without a partner. And I love when people who have been in very codependent relationships or enmeshed in some way, I love to see them stand on their own and do so with a straight back and their head up, knowing they got this because they do. And I would have loved to see Malik have walked out of that meeting and gone home, or decided to sell his home and go and do something else that he loved, or start his own career, or do something else. But I would have loved to see Malik rely on Malik. But I think Shannon is a great representation of who Malik was before this whole football world took over his life. So in essence, him going back to Shannon was him choosing himself. And so I think it's good enough. I think it could have been better, but I'll accept it because I like the evolution they showed in Malik. At the beginning, Malik did not care about women to the point where he didn't even bother learning their names. He didn't even know their names. And it's revealed that Malik slept with over 3,000 women. I'm just shocked that he didn't come across something horrible or possibly create something horrible and set it upon the world, because he's treating his body like a damn petri dish. 3,000 people? I don't even think I've passed the total of 3,000 people on the street in my life. Like, I think I've been alive 38 years. I don't even think I've had 3,000 people in traffic at the same time. I cannot imagine 3,000 partners, and to build the career he has, and to have a whole enterprise of businesses that are very successful, and to just have a full-on life. Where are you getting 3,000 people? But again, we learned later that he was doubling up, tripling up, and at times even quadrupling up. So he was really being efficient with his time. But anyway, he managed to sleep with 3,000 people. Okay. And so at the beginning, yes, we meet him well on that quest to achieve Mr. 3000-hood. And he does. But when we close out the show, he just wants one woman. He wants a quiet life. He wants peace, and he doesn't want to be enmeshed with his mother anymore. He also doesn't want to be a token for the league anymore. He just wants a quiet, chill, peaceful life. That's growth. We also see him being selfless. We see him putting himself and his money on the line for the sake of others, even when he stands to gain nothing. We see him thinking about others before himself. We also saw him give up his home to Jameson. Jameson is a rookie that came on the team, and he has dealt with so much hardship. He's essentially homeless. His mom is on drugs. I don't think he knows his dad, or his dad has passed. I can't remember, but it's just him. And he is experiencing hardship after hardship after hardship. Malik puts him up in his house, takes care of him, and is like, whatever else you need. Even when they decided to strike and Jameson crossed the picket line, mind you, Malik is leading the strike, the man he lives with. Jameson crosses the picket line. When they all go to jail, Jameson bails them out. And afterwards, he's like, I'm gonna get my stuff and go, because of course I crossed your picket line. And Malik is like, you can stay living there. I'm not gonna kick you out. You need somewhere to stay, you will stay. Like, Malik is a good person at heart. He's always considerate of other people. He was just an asshole when we met him. And we do see him work through some of that over the course of the series. Now, a lot of people stopped watching after the CW. So when I say that Malik evolved, I totally get why a lot of people were like, girl, where? Because he divorced Robin Givens, that's growth. And I would feel the same, but lower your voice. We're going to talk about BET as well. If you stopped watching during the BET years, from 4 to season 4 to 9, ain't no telling where you stopped watching, because my God, most people didn't make it past episode 12 of season 1. It's a horrible version of the show. I'm not gonna lie. It's still the game. So if you like the game, you can sit through some of the horrible aspects of it to just get your fix, but it doesn't compare to the CW, and it doesn't compare to the Paramount Plus, in my opinion. In my opinion, it's the CW is the grand poobah, and then you have Paramount Plus, and then you have the BET episodes. The BET episodes came through at a time where we really missed the show, and we put up with a lot. But of course, BET gonna do what BET do, and they just threw the show at the wall and was like, whatever. Make it happen, Cabin. So we got a lot of random people, random storylines. And next week, I am going to be talking about what went wrong at BET. So I won't overshare here, but a lot went wrong and it's destroyed the show. We'll get there. We see Malik being willing to tolerate a lot in order to show up for the team. We see Malik go through several ego deaths. We see Malik deal with a lot of abandonment issues, but we also see him learn to deal with other people better. He's there for people in ways that he usually wouldn't be. Now, he's always played like the hero to any woman who is in distress, but we also see him confront that a little bit in seasons 4 through 6 on BET and start to learn a little bit more balance and learn how to show up for people while still respecting their self-determination and their independence, something he wasn't used to doing. We also saw him show up for Jason during his divorce. Now, he showed up with his wit and his disrespect because he's still going to be Malik, but he was still there for him regardless. We saw him show up for TT when TT almost lost his business. All in all, we see Malik being a better man over the course of the series, whereas he started the show completely self-centered and not caring about anyone else, and he ended the show caring about himself in a real way so that he could not only show himself love, but also self-compassion, and he could show that same love and compassion to other people. That isn't the same Malik we began the show with. We also see him choose one woman, and he wants to settle down. It makes sense, though, because at this point, he's 10, 11, 12 years into his career. So it makes sense for the show itself, but it's great to see Malik being a much more calm, understanding, compassionate, and loving person versus where we saw him at the beginning. Because he was a mess. One thing I love about Hosea Chanchez, though, is he's going to portray the hell out of Malik. He was witty in that role. And no matter what Malik was going through, he was going to hit you with some one-liners. Whether you liked it or not. I might be down and out, but you about to get this shade. We saw him become way more self-sufficient. We saw him become a man. And it was really great to see because I didn't have the highest of hopes for Malik at the beginning of the show. Gotta be honest. At the beginning of the show, I feel like they were about to make him like a ditzy character. And they definitely were going in that route. They were making him dumb. And at one point, he was at severe risk of becoming Junior Kyle. Y'all remember My Wife and Kids, one of my favorite shows. I love My Wife and Kids. But over the course of My Wife and Kids, Junior Kyle started off as aloof and immature.
I want you to take the square root of your $10 and multiply that by, let's say, 14.5%, which you know is going to give you X. And then I want you to divide that by pi. Now, what would that be, my little ring man?
That would be great, Dad.
And somewhere along the way, they flanderized that man so much that he was brain dead. He was like a zombie from The Walking Dead. They made him so damn dumb that it was unwatchable at times.
Oh, the greatest thing in the world just happened to me. Let me guess. You finally figured out how to spell your name. Entered a national cartoon competition and I won. Check it out. 2,000 clams. Yeah.
Whoa. Like when they had him singing the Party All the Time, even though I love that song, when they had him singing Party All the Time, it was just like a yuck. It was grating. And I was worried that they were going to make Malik this dumb to the point of being grating on my nerves character, and they navigated that so well. They made him aloof, but they gave it a reason. It's because he was a spoiled, self-centered athlete, not because he was dumb. He just didn't care about anything outside of himself. They didn't Junior Kyle him, but they certainly were headed that way. And I feel like had they done that, it would have been such a disservice because Hosea Chanchez is such a phenomenal actor. He does not get the credit he deserves. The depth that he gave Malik went through so many things. I think we forget because he is so funny that he's an excellent actor, especially where drama is concerned. Now, I prefer to see Hosea Chanchez smiling and having a good time, but he can portray pain like no other. He is excellent. I don't know why we haven't, one, seen him in a rom-com yet, and then two, Why don't we give him the accolades he deserves for his dramatic acting? Because he was taking us through it right along with him. He's an excellent actor. Anyway, overall, Hosea Chanchez portrayed Malik to be very endearing over the course of the series. At the beginning, he was funny, immature, self-centered, but by the end, he was a selfless grown man who cared about others as well as himself, and he worked through his mental health issues, his self-abandonment issues, and his enmeshment issues while still learning to be responsible to, but not responsible for, others, while also loving and cheering them on while not taking on their problems. He became a very dynamic character, and we saw him mature over the course of the show. That's one of the reasons why I loved Malik so much. He was very well written in the Paramount Plus episodes. I feel like BET, they started off writing him some really interesting storylines, and then they were like, we don't know what to do with Malik. It was exhausting, but they certainly weren't utilizing him right. When he got back on Paramount Plus, they were writing him some very good storylines. Anyway, those are my thoughts. I'm interested in what y'all have to say. What are your thoughts on Malik Wright? Did you like him at first? It took me a couple of episodes to like him. I always thought he was funny, but I didn't necessarily like him. I saw him as more of an adversary because of how much he hates Derwin. And at the time I was rooting for Derwin. But over the course of the show, I realized no, he actually has a heart. He's just an a-hole, but he's an a-hole with a heart, and he's our a-hole. And so that is where we will leave this off. I adore Malik. I think he's a great character. I hate that the show was canceled on a cliffhanger. I'm so mad at Paramount Plus, but if that's where we ended it, I'm actually okay as far as Malik's character. What did you think of him in each iteration of the show? And did you even get around to watching the Paramount Plus? Did you finish the BET episodes, or did you stop at the CW? Let me know where did your journey end with Malik, and what are your thoughts on him? So that's all I have for y'all. Thank y'all so much for watching. If you haven't already, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and share, and I will see y'all next time. Bye.
I had a plan to make the ultimate stand, but the only thing I'm left with is endorsing the same brands.
I was you? I wasn't judged, so what if you was me? Now follow the leader. I was in jail, they made me a part of the cell like I'm an amoeba. I blew 40 million, I'll do it again. Okay, maybe I won't.
Back to the beginning again. The road to the ring has finally come to an end. But I'll be back here this time next year. You know I won't stop until I'm on top.
I'm sorry. I treated them all the same. They said I would never change. Well, take a look at me now. You're looking at a new man, and I'm sorry. I'm really sorry.
There will come a day when we will finally say that we are here to stay, and we'll no longer pray, waiting for our time to come.
Waiting. Just waiting. Oh, that's the truth, man.
Trying to put you to bed, Malik.
Wicked fresh.